Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Back in Action. And this is a new action comedy coming your way from writer-director Seth Gordon, who previously worked on films like Pixels and Identity Thief, and takes the reins of this Netflix action comedy starring Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. Diaz coming out of retirement, and which is very apropos with this film focusing on two former CIA operatives who wind up, disappearing, having a family, have teenage kids, and wind up having to get pulled back in to this big conspiracy, and their past comes back to haunt them. This film is... it's what you expect from like a Netflix action movie, except it does have some elements that stand out a little bit. I think Fox and Diaz are obviously having fun. I think they have solid chemistry together, and they're definitely having fun with their roles as like uptight parents and being parents, messing with their teenage kids. And then, they sell the physicality of them being spies. And you have those elements, and that works. This film, action-wise, there's some dynamic and interesting choices from a filmmaking standpoint. When it gets too big scale with special effects, that's where this doesn't look so hot, because the special effects don't look the greatest. Explosions that look very obviously like fake CGI explosions. And those elements kind of take you out of it. The story, from a narrative standpoint, is just littered with derivative elements of so many other films. Even when there's like twists, quote unquote, here, these specific types of twists have happened so many times in movies like this now that they're also cliches, and you're just like, well, of course. And it does get bogged down in all the minutia of who's going after what, MacGuffin-driven story, who's on whose side, and all of those elements. There's some fun additions to the cast, like Glenn Close pops up in the film, and I think you could tell she's having some fun with a nice paycheck movie like this. There's some other fun characters, in particular, Jamie Demetrio, who plays Nigel, her boo, is a fun time, and he gets some fun moments along the way. And you have the likes of like Kyle Chandler and Andrew Scott, who fulfill roles that you might expect. They're not doing a whole lot of heavy lifting here. But it's that kind of film that everything feels very familiar. You know exactly where this film is going to go. And even when it like throws a curveball, you see that curve coming all the way in too. But it has some solid action. It has two charismatic leads. And it has a bit of heart. Them trying to connect with their teenage kids through, all the cliches and everything. It still has its moments. And at the end of the day, sure, this might be a little long at almost 2 hours. It takes a little while getting going. But it's kind of inoffensive action comedy fare, and as long as you have some charismatic people to engage you along the way, and this film does, I think it's a rock solid film, and, stands out compared to a lot of Netflix's action flicks that they have put out for sure. But those are my thoughts on Back in Action. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.